Image blending, layers. So this is another one that we can use Photoshop for that we couldn't inside of Lightroom. So if I had this photo and I had this photo and I had all these different photos and I wanted to blend them together, I'm just going to go ahead and select them. Photo, edit in. We'll open them as layers inside of Photoshop. That way it'll put them all into one document. So let's go over here. We'll jump over to Photoshop where it has put all of our documents and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and we'll hide the basketball. We don't need that right now. And let's just reorder. I'm going to put the basketball player on the bottom. And then we have our little basketball right here. So as I position these things, I decide, I want to fade this photo into the one that's under it. So let's go add a layer mask, which again, we can't do inside of Lightroom. Lightroom doesn't really have, it's got a graduated filter, but it doesn't have gradient masking tools. So I can take my gradient tool, I can just click and drag the other way. Remember, try black. If it doesn't work, try white. So what did I do with my gradient? My gradient goes black to white. I did this, that didn't work. So now I just do it the opposite way. Just fade that in. I'll kind of do it a couple of times. Oop, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. So we got our basketball in there. Let's bring our logo in. Kind of drop that right down here at the bottom. And then we'll bring a basketball up to the top. Turn it back on. It's huge. Edit, free transform. Add a layer mask to it. Remember, layer mask is white, so we'll paint on it with black. Just paint around the sides. Like so. Now we got a fiery ball, which, interestingly enough, did not set the net on fire. I'm not quite sure how that happened. It's just an anomaly. And then finally, I'll go to my crop tool and crop all that stuff in. There we go. So blending, layer masks, all this fun stuff of putting multiple photos together that you just couldn't do inside of Lightroom. Okay, one last one, the 10th and final thing, adding text. So why would you want to add text for a photo? It could be a number of things. It could be you want to make an image for your blog or Facebook or your website. You could want to do a slideshow and you want to do an opening slide. If you go to Lightroom slideshow, it's just going to let you use photos. You can't add text to your opening slide. You could add a blank slide and add text to it, but you couldn't put text over the photo. So let's say we want to add text to a photo for a slideshow. Photo, edit in Photoshop. And I'll grab my type tool. So this was taken on a trip to Colorado. It was during the fall colors. So I'm going to call it, my slideshow, we'll call it Shades of Autumn. That's how you spell autumn, right? Shades of Autumn. If you go to your type tool, you'll see you got a ton of different fonts here. I'm going to go with a super thin ultralight. I'm also going to change the color to white, like so. And let's add another type layer underneath it. Colorado fall color. I'm going to do a bullet point, 2014. That's way too big, so we'll just go to free transform. Size it down. I'm also going to change the font just to make it look a little bit different. We'll go to regular. There we go. Just drop it in right under. With your text, you get a ton of control. If you go to your window menu, there's a character palette, and I can control the font. I can control the size between the space between the letters, which is exactly what I wanted here. I want to make that fill the space there. right? And then maybe reduce the opacity a little bit. Do File, Save, brings it back over into Lightroom, and now I even have a collection down here from my Colorado slideshow. There we go. So I could take this photo and drop it into the collection that's got my slideshow. So there it is, and I just take it and drag it to the beginning of the slideshow. So now I've got a slide that I can use with text on it. I'm going to show you one last quick one here. Edit in Photoshop. When I edit with Lightroom adjustments, it flattened my image. This one had layers inside of it. Here we go. So you can add a text layer, which I did here, all right? And then if you drop a photo on top of it, what you can do is go to the Layer menu, and if you go down to Create Clipping Mask, what it does is do it on the photo layer, Create Clipping Mask. It clips it to the layer that's underneath, so that now you're just seeing that photo appear inside of the text. So if you're in Lightroom and you want a photo to appear in text, just bring it up on Photoshop and just drop a type layer right behind it, and then you can clip it. And what's nice about it is you can move it around and kind of get it wherever you want. So pretty neat little thing there.